Hi everyone, it's Sade with Doohickey Craftique, and today we're going to be building a TV console. So we're basically just using wood and stain today. I'll give you a list of the materials that you'll need. Also, you can adjust the plans to the height that you need for your particular needs. I'm building the dimensions on mine today. The height is going to be 36 inches. The width is going to be 50, and the depth is going to be about 15 and a half, so it'll be a little tall. So thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy the video. So for this point, I'm going to start building the legs, and the legs are about 36 inches high, and they're going to be, I guess, about 15. Well, actually, the length of the leg, the apron is about 14 inches. So, and bear with us, we're outside today. So, we have our tape measure, and so this one is about 36 inches, and we have our apron. So you can put the apron however high you would like it to go. I'm gonna put it about maybe about 8 inches high, and this is for the bottom apron. And so for this one, I'm gonna turn it on your side. The screws that we're using today are about 2.5 inches long. And you may have to pre-drill holes first because sometimes the wood can be a little thick to get through. So sometimes you have to remove it because it doesn't adhere to the other piece. You have to hold it really tight. And because I don't have a Kreg jig right now, it's kind of hard to get it to go all the way through without. But so this is how your first piece should look, and this is gonna stand like this. So this is one part of the leg. So we're gonna do the same thing. And when you're screwing it in, make sure you're holding it really tight so you can get the wood to adhere to each other. Some people like to use wood glue too. It kind of helps hold it together a little better. So this is what it looks like, guys. And once I get the legs together, I'm gonna move the table out the way. So here you have one set of legs. So from this point, I mean, they're basically gonna be the same height. So you can just measure it like that. We need to go back and secure the aprons. So that is secured, and this is how it looks. Now we're gonna go to attaching the second apron. So with this apron, you just have to put it in and make sure it matches up with the ends of the legs. So the ends of the legs, this is gonna be the top of the console table. So this is where you're gonna have to lay your long, flat, thicker pieces. So make sure that these ends match up perfectly, or else your table will be uneven. And also make sure it matches the bottom of the table, or else your table is going to look a little weird, because this side will be on the inside and the other side will be on the outside. And also, when you're screwing in, be careful not to strip your screws. It's really easy if you're not used to using a drill. So if you need help, trust me, it's okay to ask for help. When you're drilling in the screws, make sure that it's not too close to any edge that you want to get the center piece of the wood, or else your wood will split. You also want to make sure that you're really pressing down so the screws, because sometimes when you're putting wood together, it'll kind of buck a little bit. I got the wood cut at the local department store. So local department stores, if you want to sponsor Doohickey Craft Teak, hit me at info@doohickeycraftteak.com, and we'll be more than happy to take your products for a little feature. And so now we're going to put the second screw in. We have one part of the legs. So now I'm going to just reinforce the legs, just because I like things to be a little sturdy. Well, more than a little. I like for things to be a lot sturdy. So I'm just going to add another 36-inch piece to both sides. We're going for the farmhouse look. And so also when you're picking out wood, you want to make sure that you get wooden pieces. So my husband picked out the wood for me. Shout out to Johnny. But you see how like this piece is done. So if you do get pieces that aren't that great, just turn them to the inside. It'll still get the job done, because this is just a reinforcement piece. So people are driving by just looking at me like I'm crazy, but it's okay. They gonna catch all this magic today while I'm screwing in these screws, building this table. So this is what the reinforced leg looks like. You see it standing on its own? So now we're going to make the other leg. And again, these are 36 inches, but you can adjust the plans to fit your needs. I drew the plans out a little taller just because I don't like to have to lay a certain way to look at TV. This console is actually going in my bedroom. You can also adjust the plans yourself to add a shelf in. I didn't do that because I don't need another clutter space, but feel free to do your own thing with these plans. And we're gonna go ahead and start making the other legs. We're gonna do it the same way that we did it before, where we go ahead and put the middle bars in. Since I went ahead and finished the side legs, I'll show you how they're looking right now. So these are the legs, and I've attached the top apron and the bottom apron. Now we're going to attach the side aprons. There'll be two sets of side aprons. It's going to be one at the top and one at the bottom. So the width is going to be about 50 inches and the height is 36 inches. You can see that that's pretty tall. So stay tuned. We've attached the top aprons and the middle aprons, and we still have to put one more middle apron back on, and we're going to go back and reinforce the top aprons since it's a little thick. We have done the side aprons and the top aprons, and so this is what it looks like all around. Now we have cart. We've attached the wheel casters as well, and so now you can also roll the cart. It moves, and the wheel casters have stop and go panels on them, so you can move it back and forth. And this is what it looks like from the top. And now we're gonna attach the 2x6s. But first we're gonna add these. These are just some 1x4s, and this is to give it support, so that way when you sit stuff on top right here, it won't sink in. So these are the supports that we're putting in. You have to kind of pre-drill holes depending on how thick the wood pieces are. So this is the last support that's gonna go in, and you want to put the two end supports closest to the end aprons. And just like that, you now have supports for your console table. The next step is to put the tabletop on. Unfortunately, I miscalculated the size of the top beams, so now I'm gonna have to adjust the beam size by cutting it off to match the ones that I need. So watch, and if you're gonna do this at home, make sure you wear safety glasses. We're gonna use a jigsaw to cut the wood. And you will need help during this process, so thanks to my assistant Johnny for holding the wood for me while I give it a cut. And so we just used the piece that was already cut as our prototype. Now we're gonna go back over it and cut the entire piece off. Now we're at the point where we're putting the last couple of screws in on the tabletop. So you want to put a screw at each end and in the middle to go towards the support beam, so you won't have to worry about it going on and off or sinking in the middle. So as you can see, we have all the boards on there and they're pretty tight. So now we're going to start the sanding process, and then we're going to apply a stain and we'll be done. So here you'll see me in a mask so I won't get sawdust in my lungs, and also you'll need to wear safety goggles. Don't I look fabulous in my mask, y'all? So here we're sanding the top of the table, so it'll be easier for the stain to adhere to the table. You can also use sandpaper, or you can use a sander to complete this part. So we are just finishing up the paint, the stain on here. If you want to stain your table, you can do semi-transparent. It'll let the wood grain show a little bit. We're giving you like a more coverage. If you want more of the wood grain to show and you just want a light stain, you can use transparent paint. Thanks for tuning in. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. Here's a picture of our finished console. Share your pictures using hashtag DoHickeysCraftTeak. And if you're in the St. Louis area, we'd love to build something for you. Contact us at info@DoHickeysCraftTeak.com. We love to be social. Find us at our handle, DoHickeysCraftTeak. Bye, y'all.